Hi students, welcome back. Coming to the next topic in the subject object-oriented programming is encapsulation. So now let's see what is this encapsulation. Encapsulation means the name itself is saying that we are combining encapsulation. We are closing some information and we are combining some information. What is that? Encapsulation is an act of combining properties. The properties is nothing but the variables or the data members, you can call it as. It's combining the properties and the methods. Methods are not it's nothing but the functions. So the way it's encapsulation is the act of combining the variables and functions related to the same object. Remember that related to the same object is known as encapsulation. Okay, encapsulation, it's act of combining the properties, means within that we are combining the properties and the methods which are related to the same object. Suppose if it is belonged to some it is like some same object. Let me explain you the example so that you can get a clear idea what is an encapsulation. So here a book information I am taking as an object. Okay, so actually book is a class. Let us take a book as a class. So here the book information is one of the object in the class. So in the book information consisting of book name, book ID and book prices. So these all comes under the properties. Properties are nothing but the variables. So book information is an object. This object consisting of some properties, that is a variables, as well as some methods. So you will get it out why we require the methods, why we require the functions. Because simply declaring the variables is not sufficient. These variables will be used to perform some actions. So then only whatever the question we ask, we will get that output. So with the help of these variables, these functions will perform the operation. So here whatever the variables that are helpful in performing the functions, those are all grouped together and combining together, and we call this technique as an encapsulation. Here we are combining the properties of variables and the functions. Okay, encapsulation can be created by using the class. Suppose if you want to use this encapsulation, you can use this encapsulation by using the classes. Okay, so book information is an object, and here the in the book information you are having the variables and the methods. Okay, so the variables and methods which are related to that particular object is called as encapsulation. Okay, so one thing you had to remember, that encapsulation is just nothing but it is combining the properties and the methods. Okay, now let's see. So see here in this example, that here I am taking one class. Okay, so the class object, the class here I created. One second. Okay, the class is created. The class name consisting of account. Okay, so the class name consisting of account. So the account class having some variables like int balance is there, and one function open will be there. Okay, so now in the main function, a class is going to create one object as my account. So I'm creating one object for the class my account. So the my account is an object. Okay, and here this my object is having it is having the methods as well as the properties are having. So those properties you need to be accessed. My account dot open, my account dot deposit, my account dot show balance. Okay, so these are all the methods which are encapsulated with an object my account. In my account object, the properties as well as the methods are combining or encapsulated. Okay, so see here. Let's take these are the whatever the elements that are present here. These are the data members. Data members are nothing but the variables. Let us take these are the variables. Okay, so variables here in the variables you are having some variables or properties, whatever it may be. And for the variables, some functions are there: open, show balance, deposit, close, update, and withdraw. These are all the functions or methods, okay, which are related to one particular object. Okay, let us take my account is my particular object. So this object is created by the class account. Okay, so the complete structure it's a class. A class is created a object. So a object like my account is created. So the my account, so class is an account. So in that, one object is my account. My account is accessing what functions that my account can do. My account can update. In my account I can withdraw the money, I can open, I can show balance, deposit, close. These are all the functions performing on object with the help of these variables. So I think you get one idea regarding this encapsulation. So the data is not accessible to the outside world, and only those functions which are wrapped in the class can access. Remember that whatever the data that we are using in the encapsulation, so which the encapsulation is combining the properties and the variables. So here the properties and the methods. Here the properties I am making it as a private. Whenever I make it as a private, these properties can access only these functions. So outside the function, outside the class, these properties cannot be accessed. That is, the data is not accessible. This is completely the data, my account related data. So that data is not accessible to the outside world, and only those functions which are wrapped in the class can access. My data. Other than that, no one can access the data. So by seeing this, what you get information in encapsulation, we can hide the details also. We can hide the details. Okay, like my account details I can hide. That is one of the advantage of using this encapsulation. So encapsulation is a process of combining data members and functions in a single unit called the class. So now let's see how encapsulation is achieved in a class. Let's see how it is going to achieve in a class. So make all the data members private. So I already said whatever the properties or the variables or data members, that you have to make it as a private, so that the other outside the class no one can access my data members. Functions means everyone can access, because the withdraw, open, show, deposit, every account holder is having the same functions, but the data members is each account holder is having the separate separate identity information. Okay, so the create public set and get functions for each data members in such a way that the set function sets the value of data members, and get function will get the values of the data members. So see here, this is an example. Here C++ encapsulation can be implemented using the class and the access modifiers. So why I am using the access modifiers? Because I have to make my data as a private, so that the outside the class no one can access my data. Okay, so C++ encapsulation can be implemented using the class and access modifiers. So include IO stream and using namespace std, so that the std just to avoid the confusion, so that others can't access that the same name. So we are using a namespace, std. Now class. My class name is the encapsulation. So this is my class name. In my class I am creating a private, so which is index is my private, so only my class can access this x. Other outside the class no one can access. Only the encapsulation class can access the x value. And public, so public means the void set can be accessed by outside the class also. Another class can also access. So function to set value of variable x. So here I'm assigning, so this is within the class. So I didn't close this class. So within the class I'm accessing my variable. So whatever the value that I entered, that will be placed on the x. So now x contains some value. So this is also within the class. Within the class, after assigning some value to the x, I have to get that information, that is the return x. The function is going to return the value of variable x, whatever I entered. So I'm closing the class. Remember that. So the class has to be closed with semicolon. Now I'm taking my main program. In the main program, the encapsulation is a class name. a class name, and whereas object is the encapsulation, the class is going to create one object. So if you want, you can create more object. So I created one object where that object can set the value, object dot set. So it's just calling the value. So in place of the set, what is the set function? Int a is the set function. Okay, set int a. So in the place of a, I'm writing 5, so that the 5 can be assigned to the x value. Now the x contains 5. So now I want to get it, means I want to return that. So object dot get. So the 5 value will be printed, and the 5 value printed as an output and return 0. Okay, so if you want to access your encapsulation data, just create an object. With the help of the object, you can access that data which is encapsulated in the which is present in the class. So here, which is present in the class, here what the main concept of encapsulation is going to combine the properties of the data members and the methods. Properties and the methods wrapped in a single unit, and this can be accessed by creating the object. The object can access my encapsulated data. Okay, so this is about the encapsulation. Thank you.